KEL-TEC PF9, 100 rounds. And that's the way you're going to shoot the PF9 accurately. And of course, like I showed you in part 1, it can be done if you practice with it and get used to it.
Traveling from Indian territory.
Dude, that is fun.
Are we ready, bro?
All right, now, shooter ready, go.
Very nice.
That was about as good as it gets.
Much improved, dude.
I got chills.
That was excellent. Tactical Dual Instructor. KEL-TEC PF9, P3AT, SU16C. These are some of the guns I've reviewed in the Nutnfancy project. Very positively, I might add. And we are at the KEL-TEC booth, SHOT Show 2010. Nutnfancy going to give you a booth review. That's what I'm going to call it. Lots to talk about. There's lots of new and exciting things going on at KEL-TEC. Our host for this booth review is Mr. Matt Groom, Research and Development Technician. Hello, Matt.
How you doing, Nutnfancy fans?
Thanks for hosting us. We appreciate it, dude. Let's get going. There's lots to talk about in your line.
Okay.
My guys, I know for a fact, will be very excited and have a lot of interest in your new RFB.
Right.
Talk to us.
Well, our RFB is our 308 bullpup, 7.62 NATO caliber.
Talk loud enough so we can hear you too, bro.
Uses standard metric FAL magazines. They're unmodified. They work drop free.
Okay.
27 inches overall, 26 without the flash hider. Shorter than an M4 carbine with the stock collapsed.
Okay.
8.6 pounds. That's lighter than an M16A2. Controls are completely ambidextrous. Charging handle is reversible to either side. Comes with a chrome lined bore and chamber. Electroless nickel gas system, works on a short stroke gas piston. It's click adjustable. And if it gets hot, it has these little recesses in it so that you can use the cartridge rim to adjust it.
Okay, thoughtful.
And comes with a sling, 20 round magazine, and a M16A2 style flash hider. It's got 5/8 24 threading on the muzzle, so it can use most 308 muzzle
devices,
muzzle brakes, suppressors. This optical rail is standard, comes on every model.
Okay.
But we have accessory rails that go on the bottom and quad rails that go on these threads on the front. These threads are accessory threads. This one has a bayonet lug on it.
Okay.
But we have bipod mounts and the quad rails, which are in development.
And do those the accessory rails that go on the bottom top, are those additional?
Those are additional. You can order them from our website or call us and order them directly.
Well, let me interject here. One cool thing I love about KEL-TEC is their accessories are pretty affordable.
Yes.
If you go to their website and you order something for your gun, unlike pretty much every other manufacturer who rips you off, no names, sick, excuse me, you're going to get ripped off. Not KEL-TEC though. All your stuff is actually pretty affordable, and you had an awesome sale in December, did you not? I think so.
Store sale, I can't remember what that was, but I know we had something like that.
It was a really cool web sale. I forget the percentage off. I Twittered it for all my guys. A lot of good dudes took advantage of it.
Yeah.
Okay, RFB. This has a really unusual ejection system on it, does it not?
Yes, it ejects out the front.
Okay.
The cases are pulled out by dual extractors, which lift the cases.
Okay.
And
let's see that bolt. Can we see it from this side? Can we twist it around?
This is the ejection chute right here.
Okay.
You can see this is the port where it comes out the front.
Yep.
It uses dual extractors, which lift the fired casing. And as the round is feeding, it pulls them back. lifts them up. There are two bosses on the outside edges of the ramp of the extractors, and there are ramps on the inside of the receiver.
Okay.
It travels back and lifts up the fired casing, and then when it's going forward and feeding the new cartridge into the chamber, it feeds it into an ejection ramp that's just in front and above the chamber.
Yeah.
And down the ejection chute, they get up about 3 to 5 cases deep, and they start to pop out the front.
Okay, is it obnoxious? I mean, when you point the gun down, you're always dumping cases in? Is that kind of the
Yeah, it's
you always have about 3 residing in there, assuming you've shot the gun.
right. And on your last round, there will be a case stuck in the extractors, which will stay in there, and you have to manually dump it. But if you point it down, it'll pop right out.
Okay, have you had it? Are these out enough where users have been using them and you're getting any feedback? And if so, what feedback?
We've gotten a lot of user feedback. It's all been positive so far. We've gotten a few law enforcement personnel who've used it. They've had nothing but very good things to say about it.
Okay. I like the grip. This is very. This is just like your SU16 aftermarket, or actually the accessory grip you put on there. We'll see that here in a second.
Right.
So, would you say 8.6 pounds?
Yeah, 8.6 pounds for the 18-inch model.
I'll tell you, if that was 7 pounds, I'd be very excited.
Well, it's lighter than an M16A2. And anybody who's ever had to hold one of those knows that this is not a heavy gun for a 308 semi-automatic, and it's a lot lighter than M16A4.
Any problems with your foul magazine choice? Because that's an integral part of the weapon, that magazine, and we've had some 308 designs in the past kind of get derailed by that.
Well, I'm personally not a big fan of the foul magazine, but they were very, very cheap when we started to develop the design. They're about $4 a piece, but now because the RFB is coming out, they're going for about $24 a piece.
Really?
Yes.
They caught wind that you're using it.
Yes. That's for military new. You can usually find it for less than that though still. But it's totally unmodified magazines, just metric. Inch pattern magazines won't work.
Keep yelling, Matt.
Yeah.
So we can hear you. And you know, a lot of these guys that are like, I don't like being in front of the camera, so we understand that. But obviously Matt knows his stuff, so then he's the right person for the job.
Well, the RFB is kind of my thing. I wrote the instruction book for it.
Did you really?
Yes.
Okay, outstanding. Costs on that, Matt? Your RFB by KEL-TEC.
The RFB is $1,880 MSRP. Dealer price is obviously lower than that, and obviously it doesn't come with any sort of thing like an ACOG or anything like that. But it comes with a flash hider, 20-round magazine, sling, and obviously that awesome instruction book that I just decided.
Nice. You don't even have them in stock, though, do you? Aren't they?
Nope,
You're way behind the power curve in production.
As soon as they're built, they go out the door. They get hot potatoed to the customer. So we give it to the FedEx or UPS guy. He gives it to the distributor. He sends it to an FFL. It goes to the customer. You know, maybe 2 days in transit, or it lands in somebody's safe.
And let me say, it's probably going to be I call it an allocated item. I get that term from Davidson's Gallery of Guns. When it's so backlogged, there's such a demand for the item that it's going to be a while before the supply system, catches up to it. There's a suppressor. What suppressor is that on the RFB?
That's an AAC Scar H.
Scar H. Okay,
yes.
Heavy for the Scar rifle.
Right.
And like Matt says, it's Reading. Actually, that may have an adapter on there, doesn't it?
Yes, it came with it. Their suppressor comes with this adapter, which fits our barrel. We wanted to show people because there were certain questions about whether or not we had the right barrel diameter. We wanted to show that most muzzle accessories for 308s will fit on our RFB.
Okay, very nice. Can you talk a little bit? And this is KEL-TEC is such an interesting company, but it's a small company. It's not something. And I've talked to your guys several times, your folks down there in Florida, and what they say is, we don't want to expand too big and hire a bunch of people that later on we have to let go when the gun market goes tanking.
We expand every year.
Do you?
We increase our production capacity somewhere between 10 and 15% every year, but of course, our orders go up every year, and they never seem to taper off. And we come up with new products every year that people want. Like this, we've had out for about 4 years. This is our KEL-TEC folding bayonet. It's just basically a 5.5-inch bayonet. It uses a D2 tool steel, carbon fiber handle, and it's been out for about 4 years, but not too many people know about it. Most people use a bayonet as a field knife. This is basically a field knife that's designed to work as a bayonet. I believe.
Excellent. And the weight on that is pretty reasonable, is it not?
It's probably the lightest bayonet ever made.
And guys, I'm a big knife reviewer, Matt. I don't know if you know. And I like this. The thing that I wish it had is more blade length. For a bayonet, I would like it, you know, to come out, I don't know, 7 inches or so.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm going to put it in that, I call it philosophy of use, POU.
Yep.
As a field knife, I think it's fine. You know, the size, weight, and yet maybe secondarily, that's how you guys designed it as a bayonet.
Bayonets are more of a secondary weapon, anyways. They're not really serious frontline combat weapons. It's kind of a last-ditch sort of weapon.
Not with TMPers, baby. It's first choice with a lot of the guys watching this. Bayonet charge! Fix bayonets!
I guess it beats poking them in the face with the muzzle round. But, yep, and the belt clip is reversible to either side. But that's one of our products that not too many people know about.
It's that was a little more pricey than I thought. The price on that, Matt, I think it's around 100, isn't it?
MSRP on it, on the bayonet model, is 120. On the knife version, it's 110. But that, of course, if you were a dealer price, you get a lower price.
Okay, fair enough. Cool, that's the RFB Down and Dirty by Matt. That's a great review. There's AccuPod sitting on that one. Cool gun, man. I hope you guys can catch up with the demand. Maybe one day we'll fire some rounds for that.
All right.
Well, what's going on with the KEL-TEC SU16 line?
Mine is as popular as it ever was. And this is our SU16C model, which most people are probably familiar with. This
and I did a big old review on it.
It's been out for several years.
Yep.
This is my personal favorite one. But we got these 10-round magazines that they come with every SU16. But one of the things we've developed recently is a little adapter so that you can replace the floor plates and hook 2 of them together. For you California residents, we call it the flip flip. So you fire 10, you pull it out, flip it over, and you got 10 more.
Awesome.
At your
Okay.
disposal. And if you have a CA model or an A model or a B model that holds the 2 10-round mags like that,
In the recesses of the stock there.
then you can have 60 rounds at your disposal instead of a mere 30.
You hear that, guys? KEL-TEC taking care of the California guys who have to live under that onerous gun registration and crap that they do. I hate that.
Yep.
We'll talk more about that in the future. It's C model. Oh, this is different. I haven't seen this one. Different coloration, that is, right?
Yeah, most of our long guns are available in 3 colors.
That's a sub 2000. We've kind of moved on to a different gun, just so you know.
Yeah, sub 2000 is one of probably the most popular pistol caliber semi-automatics on the market. It uses either Beretta, Smith & Wesson, or Glock magazines.
Right.
Available in 9 and 40. And comes with an 18-inch barrel. And
Super light, isn't it? Like 4.5 pounds?
It's a 16
4
inch
pounds.
16-inch barrel.
This is another gun you cannot keep in stock from my own research.
Oh, we can't. We don't actually have storage for any of our guns because none of them stay in stock. They go out immediately. They're on dealer shelves and they're out the door.
So you do a run of 4, I don't know how many you produce, let's say 2,000, sub 2,000s with Glock mags, 9mm, they're gone.
Yeah.
Sold.
Gone immediately. And the color, the different colors.
I like that OD.
Yeah, I don't know if we do the desert tan color sub 2000s, but I know the green ones, they're kind of limited production. Black is still the most common and most popular color for most of our products. But we do green and desert tan for the SU16s, for the sub 2000s.
Okay. The predecessor to this sub 2000 was what?
Sub 9.
Sub 9, but that had metallic sights on it, did it not? Folding metallic as well?
It had an aluminum receiver and interchangeable mag welds, so you could change the different calibers, but it was very expensive to produce. It cost about as much as an AR-15. So we came up with plastic injection molded receivers so that they would be more affordable and available to a larger percentage of the public, especially because most people just wanted it for one magazine anyways. So
No, I agree with that. The only thing I'm a little concerned about was this plastic sight over time under hard use. Have you heard any problems with breakages and stuff?
not really. They will break if you abuse them, but won't.
Yeah, and I know most guys don't use it as a hard use rifle. It's kind of a survival rifle, backup piece they're carrying with you.
Yeah, it's not
a la Iron City Blues.
It's not a melee weapon. If you were to use it in heavy combat, you might break the front sight, but it holds up for standard use,
Intended purpose.
Intended purpose.
I like that the light gathering sight you have there, the clear. That's a difference. You didn't have that on there before, did you?
No, that's been on the sub 2000 for as long as it's been in production.
Shows you how much I've been keeping up with that line.
Well, pistol caliber carbines are kind of a niche market.
Yeah. Apparently a strong selling niche, though, I'll tell you. And so nothing else. One thing I noticed on your KEL-TEC line or your website is you were taking polls of all your customers of things they would like to see. Have you had any definitive results on that with the KEL-TEC SU16C or C line?
Well, I was surprised to learn that black is by far and away the most popular color, and people aren't excited about doing new colors and things like that. So
that's one right there.
Black is going to be the color for most products in the future. This, of course, is our PF9. If you haven't seen this,
oh, dude, shot it, reviewed it, love it, carry it daily.
Yeah, this is basically the J frame for the 21st century. This is the new snubby.
I agree. So the other colorations that you had, I saw some navy blue chrome slides. You guys are going to decrease the amount of those?
Those are Sport South exclusives. So if you want a navy blue frame, you have to get it with a hard chrome slide, and you have to get it from Sport South. But we offer the OD green and OD green, black, and what other colors? Tan.
Do you guys have tan PF9s? That'd be cool.
Or is it gray? No, I believe it's gray.
Probably gray. Gray's a good color too. Just so you know, Matt, and Matt hasn't seen my review on it yet, this to me is a quintessential concealed carry gun. It's pretty much my reference pistol. Not just because it shoots accurately, it shoots consistently and reliably with a decent, granted double action only trigger, but it comes in such a low price point. With that type of performance, nothing else is touching the PF9.
Absolutely not.
Nothing. I mean, you can't touch it value-wise with the car, which is a good gun. But dude, a car is freaking $650.
Well, see, KEL-TEC is probably the only company that can offer such quality products at such low prices, and everything's made in the United States. People are like, do you get investment castings from China or wherever? We have nothing that comes from overseas, unless it's like specialized tooling that absolutely is not made in the United States anymore. And that's very few things. It's very rare kind of specialized tooling and things like that. All of our materials come from the United States. All of our parts are made in the United States. Our factory is American made, American owned.
100% US made. That's KEL-TEC. That's what Matt's saying, and I agree. Another gun that we have in the Nutnfancy project, testing complete. I just haven't got to the tabletop review. Is this fine gun right here, the KEL-TEC SU22.
SU22.
That's another gun you cannot keep in stock.
Oh no, these are extremely popular. This is a 22 long rifle conversion of our SU16. Basically, the only thing it uses though is the common receiver.
Yep.
And it uses a 27 round magazine.
Black Dog variety.
Black Dog variety.
Yep.
They're single stack, so they're a little bit longer than a standard AR magazine.
That's a good magazine though. I've used it heavily and it's excellent.
Right. And it comes with a A and B style stock, mostly A style features, but it's got a C style front sight. But since it doesn't use a gas system, we use a plastic injection molded front sight, but it's still got the M16 style adjustments on it. That makes it lighter. And we tested it. We put several hundred rounds through it as fast as we could to see if we could melt the front sight, and it doesn't even get warm enough to become soft.
On the SU22.
So, yeah. The 22 long rifle just does not generate enough heat for that to be an issue. And it's got a standard half 28 threading on the front, like
that's
on
a huge advantage. I love that you guys did that. That you can put muzzle devices. Anything that fits an AR-15 will fit the SU-22.
Right. I've used subsonic ammunition, which won't cycle most semi-automatics, and with a suppressor on the end here, subsonic ammo will cycle in an SU-22.
I haven't tested that. That's cool. I found that with high impulse ammo like CCI Minimags, it's 100%. We had a few bobble. I can't remember. I'll have to go review my notes, but I thought CCIs ran the best out of it. In a nutshell, or in a nutshell, the SU-22 is outstanding. If you're looking for a high-value tactical 22, it should be on your shopping list. There's lots of other good options out there. I'm showing them to you. I'm not brand myopic. You know, I love KEL-TEC. There's other good options, but the SU-22 is outstanding.
Originally, it was going to be a conversion kit, but we couldn't offer a conversion kit for less than we could offer the full rifle, so we just decided to make it a full rifle. Some
you know
people
what?
ask us that.
That is refreshing, because that's one of the points I make on camera to my guys. Sometimes a conversion kit is touted as a value saving thing. It isn't. Generally, when you buy all the components you need to do, you might as well just get a brand new gun.
Yep.
The only advantage perhaps is you're using a receiver with the optics set up on it.
Absolutely.
Don't know. You can can put a VG on this, and you can also outfit a light, at least on the bottom. Do you guys sell side accessory rails for that?
No, there hasn't been much call for that. Most people just want to put a forward pistol grip or a flashlight on the bottom. But
okay,
if there was enough demand, we would look into it.
Okay, I would love to see that, and KEL-TEC could easily machine something that would fit in those recesses. That way I could still run a VG up here, put my Phoenix or a Quark light on the side, and that way my tactical 1020 or 22 is set up according to the optic choice as well. This is interesting. Notice that this is the recesses that take the 223 mags, right?
Right.
So some guys with the SU-22 that do not know KEL-TEC will go, dude, what is that? But they got to understand it fits those 10-round magazines that you were showing us from the SU-16.
Right, and these recesses will fit 2 of our 10-round magazines or 1 30-round standard AR mag.
It won't fit that though, will it? Black Dog?
These will fit if you do a little bit of filing and work on them. I don't think they come from us like that.
That's where guys are going to be confused. They're going to go, I don't see how that works.
If you absolutely want it to work with your Black Dog magazines, you can make it work. But it doesn't come from the factory like that.
A little bit of mod work, in other words. Okay, did you say everything you wanted to say on the SU-16 line? Yep. Okay.
I think the SU-16 is the best value in semi-automatic rifles in America. It comes with a chrome line bore and chamber, AR-style bolt, long stroke gas piston like on an AK. It has the C models have a M16 style adjustable front sight. The A models, the B models. Well, the B model also has an M16 style front sight that's forward. The A model has the glowing front sight like you liked, and you can't get an AR upper receiver with a bolt carrier for less than you can get an SU-16 for. It uses M16 style magazines. It's reliable. It's got a good trigger. You know, it's something to really look into if you're looking for a cheap semi-automatic rifle.
You guys know I concur with everything he just said, and if you don't believe me, go watch my KEL-TEC SU-16C review, shooting the KEL-TEC SU-16. There was a couple of break-in issues. Once it's broken in, pretty much 100%. Lubricate it just like they tell you at the factory. You're going to get good results out of it. And for the weight, you cannot touch it. For the thickness of barrel, especially on the C model. Like Matt, my favorite model is the C model. I absolutely love it.
Or the CA model.
CA is fine too.
One of the things I love about all the SU-16s is that the forend does work as a bipod.
Right.
In case you didn't know that.
Totally knew it.
Most people are just amazed by that when I show that to them.
That is a great gun. The only problem is my guys can't find it.
Yep, well, we build them as fast as we can.
I know. Okay, pistols. We talked about the PF9 a little bit. Still an outstanding alternative. What's going on? Let me come back behind the counter. What do you want to talk about, Matt? What next?
Well, P11 is our original pistol.
Okay.
First KEL-TEC product was the P11. It's a double stack, 9mm. Comes with a 10-round magazine, but 12-round magazines are available. And also probably one of the best values as far as semi-automatic handguns on the market.
Yeah.
These are extremely popular, and if you find that the recoil for a PF9 is a little bit too stout,
it is snappy.
The P11
is so lightweight.
It's nice and wide, so it's easier to control for a lot of shooters. But it is the only KEL-TEC pistol that has a true double action trigger, which means that it will reset every time you pull the trigger.
Okay.
So that if you believe in having a double action only pistol and you're concerned about light strikes on primers and things like that, then the P11 is the one you should look at.
Giving you a second strike capability.
Absolutely.
Here comes the KEL-TEC P32.
P32 is one of my personal favorites because it is just amazingly small. It's a true bantam, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, but why would you go with a P32 versus a P3AT? The size is almost the same.
Well, a lot of people prefer the P380 because they like the bigger bore, but
the P3AT,
the P380 doesn't have the features that the P32 has. P32 will hold one extra round, 32 ACP. 32 ACP has nearly the same energy as 380, and it also has a slide stop on the last round, so the slide will stay back to show you that it's unloaded. And we make a 10-round accessory magazine for the P32. So if you really have your heart set on P380 and you can't find one...
Oh, you mean P3AT?
On the P380, if you can't find one, don't overlook the P32. Because P32's got a lot to offer.
Let me ask you this though. You guys had an issue with round stacking in the magazines, right? And there's a little steel shim that you put in the rear of that magazine for the P32 to make sure that those rim locking is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So, can you tell guys what I'm talking about?
There's an accessory we sell. Occasionally you'll get a rim lock if you don't load your magazines right, or if you whack them too hard and the rims will kind of jump over each other. So we sell an accessory that will go in the back of the magazine that will prevent the rim locking.
It's just a little steel shim that rides in the back, and it makes sure those rims don't.
A little curve at the top to push it.
Yeah, it aligns the rounds right. So if you're a P32 owner, check it out. I absolutely recommend you do that modification. Otherwise, you could die because your magazine will not feed. Been it, seen it. I haven't reviewed the P32. I will.
This is the P380. This is far and away the most popular pistol that we make. And it's also the pistol that's most frequently copied by our competitors. I
agree. LCP, for instance.
Last year there was probably about 10 companies that were launching their own 380s, but that's mostly because
Taurus did it.
Taurus did it. Walther did it. Sig did it. I believe that.
And you led the pack.
Carr did it. Yes. Well, this was our idea. As far as I know, KEL-TEC was the first company that had a locked breech 32 and 380 pistol available.
Right.
And when you have the locked breech, you don't have to have just sheer mass on the slide for inertia, because you can make the slide lighter, you can make the entire gun lighter. You can have a plastic frame, you can have an aluminum receiver. We actually have aluminum receivers, and the grip that makes up the most of the shape is plastic in order to reduce as much weight as possible, make the gun cheaper to produce.
That checks.
And KEL-TEC is the company that came up with that whole concept.
See my review on the P3AT, highly recommended gun. Yeah, there's some other good designs, but like you said, KEL-TEC was the first, and everyone pretty much copied them. Then we have some other colorations with the laser affixed to the P3AT. There's a PF9 in black again, P32. Looks big. That looks like a P3AT.
No, that's a 32.
Is it?
It's got the +1 mag extension that we sell as an accessory.
Okay.
Another accessory we've come out with, I believe it's new this year.
Check that, dude.
It's quad rail for your sub 2000.
Dude. Stoked. Oh, does add weight though. Kind of lose that.
Well, when you go
a little bit, not a lot. It just adds just a little bit of weight. You guys know I'm big on weight.
You go from plastic to metal, you're going to add a little bit of weight, but this, of course, will add versatility.
Yeah, that is cool.
So that if you wanted to mount flashlights, pistol grips, etc., to your sub 2000, now you can do it.
Dude, I like how, and I've been saying this all shot, Matt. I got to tell you, I like how trim this is. See how close to the board is? It's nothing outlandish. Kind of like the Troy Industries, Dave Defense Rails. Do you know the cost on that if guys go to the website for sub 2000 owners?
I know it's on the website. I don't know what
I bet you it's not super cheap because there's some milling involved in that.
Yeah.
If I was a sub 2000 owner, I would look very seriously in adding that. I would look at the weight issue real close too.
Yeah, our newest product.
Oh, we got to talk about, let me show them in product. Oh, go ahead, you got one.
Yeah, this is our newest,
Bam!
This is our newest product. This is going to be the one that generates the most buzz. This is our PMR 30. This is a 22 Magnum pistol that holds 30 rounds in the magazine.
Awesome!
They work double stack.
I want 3 of them.
4.6 inch barrel. Comes with fiber optic sights.
Check that out. Dude!
This is a single action pistol. It has a very light single action trigger.
Wow, that's light.
With a
you guys got to feel how light this is. PMR 30 KEL-TEC. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's like 14.3 ounces.
Wow.
Manual safety, down is fire, up is safe, like on a 1911. Comes with a Picatinny accessory rail for the front, so you can mount most lights and lasers to it. And it works semi-automatic. 22 Magnum, 4.6 inch barrel. Other calibers to follow.
I will tell you right now, you already know it. That is an absolute winner. Absolute winner. And if you guys haven't figured it out, this is going to have pretty much the same capability as a FN57 pistol. And if you look at the energy of a 5.8?
5.7 by 28.
That's what I'm trying to say. 5.7 by 28 round. It's very similar to 22 mag, is it not?
5.7 by 28 generates about as much energy as a 22 Magnum rifle. 22 Magnum out of a pistol generates about as much energy as a 22 long rifle does out of a rifle. So it is a little bit less powerful, but if you wanted to hunt rabbits or you know, kill raccoons or whatever with it, this would be an excellent pistol for that. It might be a little bit difficult to hunt with it in some states because it does hold 30 rounds in the magazine.
30 round magazine in a 22 Magnum semi-automatic pistol.
We're working on a 22 long rifle version too for the people who absolutely have to have 22 long rifle. But it is basically the ultimate slinking gun.
Look at that. Dr. Optic on top. That is just awesome. That's an awesome red dot. Way overpriced though. Way overpriced. I think it's like $3 $3.25 or something.
We're going to offer the accessory mount for it in case you already have one, or if you have one of the generic ones.
It's just wicked. I'm a fan already. I would love to test this sometime. Getting one's going to be hard.
There's also an extended and threaded barrel that's available, and KEL-TEC has developed a 22 Magnum Suppressor, which will work in conjunction with this, so that you can blink in your backyard.
Dude, love it. And unlike a 5.7 from FN, also a great pistol, you can actually afford the ammunition on this, on the PMR 30.
You can buy it at a big box store.
Yeah, you can go to Walmart and buy the ammo for a PMR 30 as opposed to, and it's what I said in my review of the 5.7. Dude, that ammo on that stuff is expensive, and it's going to kind of limit its popularity. PMR 30, I hope you guys make a lot of those. I know you're trying.
We're building as many as we can. With all of our products, it's all a matter of first come, first serve. So
yeah.
If you want a KEL-TEC, get in line.
So yeah, just put your order in and be patient is what you're saying, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So that's some of the line. I think we hit the high points. Anything else, Matt, on the KEL-TEC line? Excellent. Well, from all my fans at the Nutnfancy project, thank you for hosting us. You did a great job explaining your line. We talked about the RFB, the SU-16 Sub 2000, P3AT, PF9, and now the PMR 30. They're all winners. Too bad you can't get them, but KEL-TEC's doing the best they can, obviously. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Signing off, man. Nutnfancy, KEL-TEC. This gun rocks. It rocks.